Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izugwu and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Well, good morning. How do I fix it? Just look at it and you can tell the cam down. And then we're on here. Oh. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. We're a little far away. Is this good? Thank you. Thank you, Lyric. Thank you so much, Lyric, our wonderful sound tech, and stage setup person, and engineer, all things Sofa Sundays in the background. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here today. All right, well, I have a very special guest here today. I'm Reverend Michelle Dr. Izugwu, and we have the one and only Reverend Dr. Jerry Trower, and we're so excited. He was in the area and just thought, by, and he said, let me just pop over and see what's going on.
Something like that.
No, we can play under. But we got lucky. So much. I love sharing this space with you. Yes, and Jeannie's obviously not here, so it's just gonna be you and me, kid. Okay. We're gonna do this thing together. So we'll get prayed in, and we have some good stuff to talk about today. So
yes,
you're gonna do the honors.
Okay. I invite you to just get comfortable where you are. Take a deep breath if you'd like. Close your eyes if you'd like. Releasing thoughts of what happened earlier today or what's going to happen this afternoon or tomorrow, so that we can be fully present in the lusciousness of this moment. And as we remind ourselves that there is only one power, presence, mind, life, and intelligence, and that is God, the Spirit, the universe, the infinite, the divine. And because there is only one, we recognize that we are the essence, expression, and experience of that one. That one that expresses itself as unconditional love, as abundance, as passion, as possibility. So we come together in gratitude today to really just be reminded of the truth of our being. And I wrap our time together in gratitude, love, and light. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much. Oh, well, it's a beautiful Sunday morning.
It's gorgeous out there.
It's still morning, and it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous out there. It's a little crazy, a little windy. Feels good. I like this time of year for sure. It feels like the opposite of another fall.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are on week 3 of the. Yes, we do. One more week of the Love in Action theme. So this is the February month of. Usually you have Valentine's Day, so it's usually the focus is love, and we do that here on the sofa too. So we focused on love in action, and so today's affirmation on the card and in the journal, if you have that, is love unites, uplifts, and heals all relationships. Love unites, uplifts, and heals all relationships, and definitely love does that. Love does a lot of things, and it does this too. So where should we even begin? There's so much going on in our world everywhere, and looking at knowing what we know of love, and then looking out into what is perceived to be happening, right? What we're seeing on, my husband watches social media all the time, and so there's a lot of things happening there. It just feels so opposite of what we know is really going on. And that's hard, I think, for a lot of us to navigate appearance looking so scary, awful things that I said, things I'm rarely an angry person, but things I'm really angry that I even have to know that I have to be dealing with and experience. Like I don't, like that's not what I want to have in my life. So it's like I have a lot of different things running around with that. How are you? What's going? Do you have those struggles too in your everyday?
I do, and I am often reminded of the line from A Course in Miracles that there is love and a call to love.
Yes,
That's all there is.
That
is all there is. And so often we see, boy, this looks like a call to love because it doesn't look like love.
Yes.
But how can I look at this? How can I observe this? Not get pulled into it, because of course on social media, and now that everybody has a camera on their smartphone and everybody has their pad that they're quoting people and writing things down, we hear everything about what everybody thinks and everybody says, and how important it is for us to recognize what is the truth of our being and what is just background noise.
What's distraction?
And what's distraction?
And distortion.
And yes. And one of the affirmations that I use a lot, and this is very poor English, but I will give the quick explanation. My late husband was from Kentucky, and we were talking about this earlier, and one of his favorite affirmations that I adopted as my own is "Tain't so."
Tain't so.
Tain't so.
Oh, I love that. Tain't so.
Yeah, so English teachers in the audience, forgive me, but I just that really resonates with me, because there's so much, and we get that information from lots of different sources,
everywhere.
And Facebook and Instagram and other social media channels. And I'm not doing that. I'm not buying that. Tain't so.
Tain't so.
I love it.
Yes, and we talk about this a lot on the sofa. Maybe all in our lives, but to not add to it.
Yes.
To not give our energy to it. And it's so hard not to do that, because you can feel enraged and you can feel a lot of these feelings that it provokes in our human experience. And at the same time, to try to be careful not to give fuel to that fire. Don't want to give fuel to the fire. And Reverend Jeannie a few weeks ago talked about some posts that were of Michelle and Barack Obama, and what she chose to do, instead of sharing that, talking about it, feeding into, giving any of that energy, even though rightly so, everybody that did comment in there being upset about it, I understand that. But Jeannie said, but what do I want to see? And so instead she posted things about them that were uplifting, what they have done in the community, what they've done for the country, she instead did that. And I said that is, to me, one of the greatest examples of how you move with a call to love.
Yes.
You have to get to a place where you can not be, and I'm not saying that this is easy. I'm not saying like it's going to be your first response to not get triggered. Yeah. But if we can not be triggered and be as calm as she was and say, whoa, wait a minute, I don't want to add fuel to that fire. What do I want to give my energy to, all my power, my attention? Because what you are giving your attention to becomes real.
Yes.
It becomes more of that.
Does.
And I don't want that. You know? And with the law, as it is, always just say yes. Like I would teach my children, you know, when they would be upset about something, and I'd say, is this what you want the law to say yes to? Is this what you want? And they'd like, no, you know, what do you want the law to say yes to in this circumstance?
Yes.
That's what you focus your energy on. And it's really easy to say, not always easy to do.
Absolutely. And my other favorite quote from A Course in Miracles is, I could see peace instead of this.
Yeah.
And so I would suggest that no matter what's going on in our personal lives, in our interactions with one another, when somebody says something and you're just ready to go right back at them, but I can see peace instead of this. So important for us.
Yeah, we're not saying that you're not justified in having those moments. You're not justified. Like I feel. We're not even using this. I hope you can hear us, because I keep forgetting to use my microphone. She's gonna need the mic.
There we go.
So come up closer to me. I can give you a mic in a second. But, and I forgot my train of thought. Anyway, let's give her a mic.
Am I on? Am I on?
You should be on. Double check. Check 1, 2.
Oh,
He's on. Are you here? Okay. Do you want to jump in real quick?
Sure.
Maybe I'll get my thought.
I was thinking about a situation that I've gone through really recently that had all kinds, let's stick with it, it had all kinds of things attached to it. It had financial things, it had emotional things, it had trust issues, and it was going to be a transition in my home that would be, could have the potential to be really ugly. And I decided for myself that I was going to take the high road the whole way, that I was going to come from love and support, not because that's what the other party deserved, but because that's how I want to live my life.
Yes, right.
And what that ended up doing for me was lifted so much of the stress off the situation, because I looked at it as something we were all going to solve together. And I'm really pretty proud of myself, because it really had the potential to be toxic. And I maintained my commitment to love, and the end result is that nothing and nobody was damaged.
Nice.
And how important that is in our dealings with other people, but also with ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, I love myself enough to say no to getting involved in this nonsense and creating the story, because of course when we have a situation, there's the situation, and then based on our assumptions and our past and our fears and our
The way we interpret it.
we create this wonderful story, and very often, you know, hire the actors, film it, put it in the can, get an Academy Award for it, all
Yes.
those things, and then we find out, oh, that's not what they said, and even if it was what they said, it's not what they meant, and even if it was exactly what they meant, I could see peace instead of this.
Exactly.
How important it is, and especially these days, to love ourselves enough to be able to make that conscious decision, keeping in mind that this is a process, not an event, right?
Right.
But over time, we get more and more aware of whatever it is and decide what's true for us and what's not.
Exactly. Over time, you get better.
Yes.
You get faster.
Yes.
At that response instead of the other response.
Because
right?
and I don't know about you all, but I want to be fully enlightened right in this red hot second and never have to do this again.
Right. You're
But I believe that when we're there, we don't need to be here anymore, because this is the learning process for us to reach that point, and I don't want to go anywhere
I
yet.
don't want to go
Right?
anywhere.
So I'll give
Okay.
myself a
Alright.
little grace and just allow myself to continue on the learning process.
Yeah, I love that. Exactly. I don't want to go anywhere either. I want to be here for a long time.
Right.
Right, Larry?
Yeah.
Larry, better say yes.
Yes. Just say yes.
What I was gonna say before, I don't really remember where I was gonna go with it, but like I love the call to love, because I didn't really do a lot of that, the Course in Miracles, but now I'm feeling like maybe I should do that. I love the call to love.
I avoided it. My late husband would go. We did a study group on Saturday mornings at my church, and my Jerry would go, and I'm like, yeah, you go and do that. And I'll go to the gym, or I'm just really busy, and I just never, and our first trip to Europe, the still small voice said, okay, you got an 11-hour flight, take the book. And so I did.
Oh, wow.
And sat in my seat on the airplane and cried.
Oh.
And just absolutely broke my heart open. So it is so amazing and wonderful. It's such great business.
I love that. Okay. Well, it's probably
Yes,
about
that's what's
time.
next for us.
Probably about time that we get that going. I know.
Right? Yeah. As if you needed something else. Right?
And I love when you have memories of Jerry, so we just bring him on it, because I didn't get to know that wonderful man. I love that. So yes, and I think I was starting to say that when we're seeing these things and we're learning things, and we're hearing our brothers and sisters getting on the internet and enraged, rightly so. The things that are being talked about, rightly so. Be angry. I don't want to shut that down. Let that all out. There's so much. And then I said to my husband, I really feel like there's a calling. Well, I believe there's a calling in all of our lives. But I feel like he specifically there's a lot of stuff, a lot of turmoil and stuff for him, trying to, what am I supposed to be doing? Because he's been putting stuff out there and getting like 1 million views, and stuff's happening. What am I supposed to do with that? And I feel like there is something you're supposed to do. And I just wish we could know right now, but I think we have to take these steps without that awareness. And as I was saying this to him, my head said, right, because the how is not your business. And I went, oh my gosh, and I almost started crying when I was telling him. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I just remember something, the how is not our business. So we're always wanting to know, well, how are we going to do this? And how's that going to do that? And how are we going to, and we're in the house, and that's not our business. We have got to just keep following this leading. And I feel like there's a leading for you, honey, to do something, be a voice somewhere. And I think we just have to go, unknowing if we're doing it right or if we're doing whatever, just go and then course correct, because sitting here doing nothing is becoming more and more painful.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do they say? The vision pulls, and if the vision's not pulling, the pain will push. And I feel like we're being pushed to move. And so we just were talking about this literally yesterday, and I love how you said call to love, because I feel like that's such when you're seeing all this stuff going on, I feel like it's very depressing and almost paralyzing for a lot of people, not knowing, well, what am I supposed to do about it? Can't go down, me by myself. What am I supposed to do? Well, here's what you're supposed to do. It's a call to love. And where's your area to do that in? We all have a calling. We all have a calling. A call to love. So where is that for you? Doesn't have to be what Jerry's is or what mine is or what someone who's on the internet angry and whatever. Doesn't have to be that. It's just what is yours. That's it. Just do yours. Don't get overwhelmed and overstimulated by all this stuff going on. Just try to find a space where you can just be with you and what is my call to love. So what is my love in action? What is my next move from what I'm experiencing right now? What is it? So I love that call to love. What is it? If it's not love, it's a call to love.
Call to love.
And what is it?
Yes.
I love that. That I think we're done. Said our message and it's all all time. But yeah, I think that's a part of the issue is the feeling like, what am I supposed to do about it?
Yes.
I'm so upset, I'm so angry, I'm so whatever the feeling is. And it could be for other things too, not even this particular situation. It could be like what Anna was talking about, any situation in your life. If it doesn't feel like love, it's a call to love. There's your answer. Oh, okay.
And again, so I created this story around whatever it is that's happening. And so bringing all of my stuff, to use a pure metaphysical term, with me, and all the issues and all of that. And so, is what I'm telling myself really true? And even if it is true, could I see it differently, or could I have a broader view? Yes.
Yeah, because I will do that. My mother used to teach me that all the time. Always put yourself in someone else's shoes. She always was a big teacher about that. And it used to bother me as a kid because I wanted her to be upset with me. Like I wanted her to say, "You're right, honey. Absolutely, this is true." But instead, she'd say, "Well, honey, put yourself in their shoes. What do you think was going on there?" And I'd be like, I care. I'm upset right now about that. Oh my gosh.
We have to give ourselves permission to have that anger and that grief and that loss and that
pity
all
party.
Those feelings, the pity party,
Yeah,
right? Give yourself time to do that. But then, as a temporary situation, not 10 years from now, telling my story about being an offer club. Yes, so allow ourselves to.
Oh, you go to that club too?
Thankfully not as much as what I used.
I've been there.
We had cake, we had party hats, we had streamers, we had everything.
You had the collect all.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yes, the awful fun. Right, just find that place where you can allow yourself to be allow yourself to have your human experience and your human emotions,
Right.
and then come back. And look at what other way, that's what my mother was really teaching me, was what other way can you see this situation? What else could be going on besides your limited human point of view? Besides this, you know, you look at, they always talk about that, the accident happens in the middle of the street and there's someone standing on every corner and everybody's going to tell you a different version.
Right.
Everybody does. So what is it? What could possibly be going on? And I like to believe that, and so a lot of us believe, that these things are happening to provoke these calls to love. You've given me a word for it now. But it's causing us to, provoking us. It provokes me to get stronger in my faith, so I'm always grateful.
Yeah, it does. And I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I'm working on a new workshop about this experience, because it's so one of my favorite movies, and not to pick on anybody, one of my favorite movies is The American President. And
I love that movie.
Michael Douglas, just so amazing, but so genteel and so respectful and so just grounded, and we've in our politics and pretty much everywhere else we seem to have gotten away from that. And so my question for me is this my shadow? Because remember, Sufi, the mystic poet Sufi, writes about the guest house. And this being is a guest house because I am charming and sparkling and patient and loving and kind and wonderful. And hateful and surly and judgmental and impatient. I am all of those things, and oh, by the way, so are you, and so are you, and so are you. And so what if, remembering the work of Carl Jung and Debbie Ford and other people, to look at this situation and say, oh my God, but where in my life have I been racist? Or could I be racist? Where in my life have I been angry and hateful and judgmental and insecure and all of those things? And so when we do that, when we say, and this is a bitter pill to swallow, but I am that, and then we recommit ourselves to be aware of when we could be and choose to come from love instead. So more news to follow on that workshop, but it's just really, I'm spending a lot of time thinking about that. So more news to follow. Yes.
I love that. Yeah. That's something to really explore, because we do have two sides of the coin. And depending on which one you decide to feed is the one that you'll experience.
Remember the story about the wolves?
Yeah.
You know, which one gets stronger, is the black wolf or the white wolf? It's the one that you feed.
Right?
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's all it is. Which
Yes.
side?
Yes.
Which, you know, you have that negative part of yourself and the positive part of yourself, and which one is constantly responding? That's the one that's being fed the most.
Yes.
And the other side is weaker. The muscle gets weaker and weaker, and that's what positive intelligence is all about, is building the positive response, the positive side of that coin that we each are, so that that's your go-to instead of your negative responder.
Yes.
You know, the story about if you bang into me and I spill my coffee all over myself, is it your fault that I spilled coffee on myself, or is it mine? What was that? It wasn't that you banged me that I spilled. If I had had water in here, I would have spilled water. If I had soda in here, I spilled coffee because that's what was in my cup. So when you bang into me and I get angry, that's because that's what was inside me. That's what's been at the top of where I'm feeling what I'm doing. But if I can say, oh, no problem, then that's what's bubbling up for me.
Yes.
Right? So it's like when you can walk around and not get triggered by somebody doing that, and you can just see them as a cup and say, wow, you must have a lot of anger going on right now. How can I help you with that?
Yes.
How can I be a call to love with you and love and action in your, and not add more coffee to your cup?
Right. Yes.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
And I think I told a story last week about, I did anyway, about the being in the store and standing in line. standing in line to purchase something. It was a long line, and the woman who was checking everybody out was really rude, and she was not in a very good mood. She was angry, and so everybody was angry back. She was just awful, you know. So everybody else was kind of awful. And I was standing in line going, "Oh my gosh, you know, this is terrible." And then something in me was like,
I can do that.
yeah, I thought, I'm going to do something different, you know, because I was getting nervous to get up there because she was so nasty. And when I got up there, first thing I said was, been a busy day, or I said something like that. And she was like, oh, you know, oh my gosh, you have no idea. And I said, yeah, it's been a bad day. And whatever I said was not the normal, what everybody else was doing. And so she shared that 2 people or however many people didn't show up that day. She was the only one there doing everything, and she was supposed to get off, and she wasn't going to get off now. And so she was having all her own stuff happening.
Validated her hurt stuff.
And that's it. And then when I was done, she was, you know, she said thank you. She was kind and whatever. And then I remember as I was walking past everybody, as I was walking, you know, to leave, I wanted to just go, "You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
exactly.
You're welcome." I just fixed it for everybody else. And that's the power we have.
And that feels so much better
Right.
than responding in kind.
And I could have.
And you could have.
I could have been ready to go because I had plenty of warning.
Right.
It wasn't even a surprise.
You had every right.
You're right.
But
She was dishing it out first.
right.
I
But
could've.
you know, it's.
But then what does that do?
What is it?
Just puts more coffee in our cup.
Right.
And then I get coffee in my cup.
Yep.
Right? Like, then what are we doing here? What are we doing? You know, that's the Martin Luther King said it best when he said, "Love can't drive out hate." Hate can't drive out hate. That's like a mind blower. You know, when you sit there for a minute, you go, "Wow, what are we doing?
Yes.
What are we doing? It can't. It's just you're just making more of the thing you were trying to get rid of."
And sometimes it's huge, gigantic, and I was thinking about this on the way in this morning. Sometimes it's huge, gigantic, massive things. And sometimes it's what you did. It's
Yeah.
holding the door for someone.
Yes.
It's being pleasant when someone else is not. It's not reacting in anger when somebody's upset.
Yes.
I think it was Mother Teresa said, if you can't do great things, do small things with great love.
Yeah.
And that's what this is all about. And I believe that's what we're always called to do, but
Yes.
especially now. Yes.
I 100% agree. We're not all called to go and storm the castle.
Right.
We're not all called to put something on social media. We're not all called to do those things. And it doesn't mean that you're failing or that you don't care or that you're missing something or you should be upset at yourself or feel shameful. No, that's not your calling then.
Right.
But we are all called to love. We're all called to find where it is that you could affect the ripple, that you could affect the field. What can you do? And it can't be simply holding a door, smiling at somebody. And I don't care if they smile back. Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
You're
matter.
not doing it. The truth is, you're not doing it for them.
I'm not
You're
doing it for him.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because smiling at someone is so much better than looking at somebody else.
Yes.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Yeah, right. So it's like, that's how we change things. That's how we actually control things. I know it sounds ridiculous compared to what everybody's saying, what's been talking about, what's going on out here. I know it looks really bad and scary and all the things, but this is actually how it's done.
Because somebody said, and it wasn't me, but a wise person once said, a thought anywhere is thought everywhere. And so if we come in our individual interactions, allow the person that's late to work, that's doing whatever they're doing on the 202, move over and allow them to go, recognize that it's God in a hurry.
Yeah.
Or if it's on their phone in the left-hand lane and you're in a hurry,
Yeah.
allow them to be God with timers. And because we don't, we come from that place of love, and it just feels so much better.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
And if we are the ones that are deciding whether or not God's sitting in the lane with the phone is there to bother us or protect us, right?
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
and traffic's a good barometer for your serenity.
Oh, most definitely.
It's going to tell you what's in your cup all day long. coming here. They keep coming
It
here
must be
and
these
sharing.
Californians, right? That's what
Keep
I thought.
Oh my gosh, there's like
Yeah,
hundreds and
wow.
hundreds and hundreds of people coming every day. So it's just getting heavier and heavier, and they keep trying to add more rows, and it's not that. It's not going to be fast enough. So yes, it is. If you want to test to see what's in your cup, go out. Get out on the 202 or the I-10 and just check it out and see where you're coming from. It is a good barometer for what are you doing? What are you adding to the field right now? Because we need people to add love. We need people to add kindness. You know, we don't need more people adding more hate. That's not what we need right now. And I know it feels, I know that I felt it, the feeling, that angst, that ugliness, that all of that. And we're adding to it. And I don't want it to have any more energy or power than it has. I don't care what the plans are and what the worship thing. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about that. It's all a circus. It's all in this what am I trying to say? This experience that is in front of us. It's all just that. It's just that. I know it seems really real. I know some horrible things have actually happened. And at the same time, I don't want to give it any of my energy. I want to do actually the opposite. I want to starve it.
Yes.
I want it to just not get anything. And I want to turn to here and be on the sofa with you.
Yes.
And I want to share with you, and I want to share it with you, and I want to do that. I want to like hug my daughter, and I want to love my dog, and I want to be in it. It bothers me when I have those other thoughts creep in my mind because I don't want to be in that space. So I want to be in this call to love space. I want to be looking around like, oh yeah, that absolutely does not look like love or feel like love. So what am I doing? Where's my call? That's what I want to do.
And as we know, and I love our theme for today, love unites, uplifts, and heals all relationships, because it does in our relationship with Spirit, God, the universe, the infinite, the divine, whatever we choose to call it, with one another, with life, with our experiences. We know that when we come from love and possibility, life just works so much better than when we come from hatred and discontent and lack and struggle and all the rest of that. It just there's no place where this experience is not. Yes. And so if we keep having situations, there's the opportunity to look and say, you know, where in my life am I not allowing love? With a capital L as well as with a lowercase l.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I love that with our topic today. Love unites, uplifts, and heals all relationships. Yeah. Everything. It can do it all. It can do all things. It has to come through us though.
Yes.
We are the vessel. We are the designer, the creator of our little
Yes.
our little field right here. And then it just ripples off. We all can join together through that.
Yes. Remembering John Legend, I think, was the artist that recorded Waiting for the World to Change. Remember that from the 90s or 2000s? John Mayer. Yes, thank you. John Mayer, yes. So I'm just going to sit back, and as soon as they you know, so the world will change when they start doing that, or they stop doing that, but I can still be hateful and surly and cranky, and that's not how it works.
No. That's not how it works. So we've determined that. It's not one way it doesn't work. And then here's how it does work. I know. So I want to give a big hug to everybody. I feel like I feel the stress, and I feel the angst, and I feel some of the hopelessness. I can feel that energy around me. I can see it and hear it when I'm looking at social media or the news or whatever. I can feel that. And I just want to drop my energy and put my energy out of love.
Yes. And in no way do we want to minimize what we're feeling. We don't want to cover it up with those, you know, two of my favorite topics, toxic positivity and spiritual bypass. No, it'll be okay. You know, all is well and everything's wonderful. And yes, the truth is that all is well. The truth is that everything will be wonderful. The fact is, I'm angry, I'm fearful, I'm whatever it is. So allow ourselves to see that, but also move forward and recognize the truth.
Right, because we do need to identify the way forward, the
Yes.
next move.
Yes.
Not the how, but the
denial,
next move.
but denial is not
Right.
just a river in Egypt.
Exactly.
Right? It is, and we do that in this teaching sometimes. And
Right.
I'm really big about
Right.
allowing ourselves to feel what we feel, but also recognize, again, how could I see peace instead of this?
We have to get to where we have to be truthful of what's actually happening.
Yes.
So, and you were referring to your stories, to be in the present moment with what's actually happening and not spinning outside of it in our stories and our anger and our fear and our sadness and our whatever, to not that we don't have those feelings, but to come back to just what's actually happening. So what is actually happening? Here's what's actually happening. And what is my next move from here?
Yes.
Not from my anger. I can have that anger, but I don't want to move from that. I can have sadness. I don't want to move from that. I want to move from what's actually happening. What's my move from here? And that's one thing that we've been talking about at home is, what do we do? When my husband had those viral posts, a lot of what the responses are is, what do we do about it? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? People just asking him, what do we do? What do we do? And, we're not going to, get up in arms and go storm the castle, I like to say, we're not going to do this.
No.
We're not going to do that. That doesn't feel right either, right? But we can look at other avenues. What could we do then?
Yes.
And I don't want to get political or any of that here, but we talk about stuff like that. And I said, that's the way forward, is when we're calm and we're in our right mind, I would say, in the present moment, we do get those ideas. Okay.
Yes.
So we could get everybody together. We could get a panel. We could look at what are other ideas out there. We could, in this feeling, not in the, we're gonna do it. I don't want to do it in that feeling.
Right.
I want to do it in, let's get together. Let's all come together in our brother and sisterhood, and let's talk about what's our way forward now.
Yes.
That this has happened.
And allow ourselves to come, and this is going to sound really funny as I say it, but come from a place of gratitude. So what has this experience brought us?
Yes.
It's brought us an amazing sense of community, because people come out together
Yes. We
for
needed that, for
a
sure.
common cause. That you met 500,000 of your closest friends marching at the Capitol. How amazing is that? I believe it's getting us away from the apathy and the feeling that, I don't have to vote, I don't have to get involved, I'm not really political. Well,
I guess doesn't make a difference.
right.
That's what it could
in
feel like.
2026, life in United States, and I would say around the world, is about politics. And so we're not, life is not a spectator sport. We need to be involved in creating our future. And so a big part of this is our activities. Yes.
I agree. And that's love unites for sure. It does
absolutely
unite
does.
us.
Yes.
And that, I love that you brought that point up, because one of the posts that Peter had was he did it because he saw some stuff and it made him so upset, and he can't share that with me because I can't see, so I can't, I'm one of those people that would be completely haunted by it. So it's like, I can't talk to you about that. I can't even hear it because I'll create these visions and I can't do it. So then he was kind of tormenting all by himself. And by morning he made a post, and it came from that feeling of, why is nobody doing anything? Why isn't everybody screaming about this? Why isn't there, nobody seems angry? Why isn't anything being done? And I don't know, I don't understand. And he was so upset. And then that post went viral, over 12,000 comments. He couldn't even read them all. And they were all people saying, I agree, blah, blah, blah. This all people affirming what he was feeling. I said, you need to go back online and just say, thank you for that. That gave me hope. I'm not by myself. You are all feeling exactly how I can't answer you all. I can't answer. I'm just one guy. I don't have a team. This is not some planned thing. But I was feeling where is everybody? Am I the only one outraged in here? And I'm not. thank you for giving me hope that this is not just me.
Yes.
This is something that's not right, and everybody's feeling this. So thank you for that. And he did, and he got a lot of really great comments from that one. So I feel like, that's a grateful thing, because I think sometimes we can feel like we're all by ourselves. And I feel like when things like this happen, it causes me to get back into stronger in my spiritual state, because that's my natural turn. Is where do I align with this? That's where I go, and then I'm always grateful. The deeper I can get, the more gratitude I have about that.
Right.
So I feel like these, like I said, these things are happening. Find the gratitude. What is it actually doing? What is it actually doing? If it causes love to unite us all, because we have been feeling so separate between ourselves in this country and many parts of the world,
Yes.
feeling like everybody's against this and that and us, but actually that doesn't sound like that's true. That sounds like actually there's been a bunch of stuff going on and it's distorting what we all feel. And if that unites us, uplifts us, heals the relationships we have with ourselves in this country and other countries in this world, hello, what are you? Wow, could be a pivoting point in so many
Yes.
positive directions.
Because
move with it.
look at how we came together after COVID.
Right?
And just so many experiences that we have been through as a country that actually brings us back together. Again, meeting 500,000 of your closest friends at the march. But it's all about allowing ourselves to recognize the good in the midst of that situation.
Because it's always there.
Yes.
I know things can look really bad, but there's always the other side of the coin.
Yes.
And that was, we're quoting a lot of people today, but that was Mr. Rogers said, and his mom taught him that in a moment when watching something horrible on TV, she said, don't look at that. Look for the heroes, they're always there.
Yes.
And there would be no heroes if there weren't bad things that happen. Not that I want bad things to happen, but there's it's all a part of the same point. We need to remember that there's the other side of it too. And then which one do we want to be? Which one do we want to be stronger? And I want the love.
I want the love.
I want the love. So that unites us, uplifts us, heals our relationships across this amazing, beautiful planet, and heals our planet too. Let's do it. Let's all unite in the call to love.
Yes.
This has now come out. This stuff's not where we want to go, not how we want to be, having things happen. This is not how we want things to happen.
Right.
So it's ours we can change that. It's ours to heal. Yeah, it's ours to do. That's definitely, I feel that call. I don't feel the call to go and take up arms and do things like that. I do feel a call to speak out around it and try to uplift people if they're feeling in despair about it, and to find a place to interject the love, the knowing what the truth is.
Yes.
Where can I put that in there? Yeah, that's definitely where I feel like that's where we need to be. It's a lot. It's a lot in this world.
So what can I do this afternoon in my interactions with other people?
Right.
In my driving back to San
Right
Diego.
now.
Right now, what can I do? And again, if you can't do great things, do small things with great love.
Right.
And unconditional love.
Exactly. Don't expect anything back.
Right.
Don't worry about that, because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I have had that happen to me before, where I've been in a mood or I've been thinking, and I walk by somebody, they smile at me, and I'm slow to respond. And as I pass, my head goes, oh, that was rude. But if they had been rude about it, that would have ruined that whole thing. But because they smiled at me and I had a moment to think, it did do its job. So you may not get to see the fruit of what you've put in there. You may never see that. So you just have to know that it does create more of what you want.
Yes.
It just may not, oftentimes it comes back to us, we get to see it, but sometimes we just don't. We just have to put out anyway.
And that's as I recall, that's the concept of pay it forward.
Yes.
So,
which I love that.
I do. Yeah. So I'm gonna, and I'll make eye contact and smile at you first, and whether you make eye contact and smile back or not, it's okay. But you saw that I did it, and then potentially you'll share it with somebody else, we'll share it with somebody else, we'll share it with somebody else.
That's it. Yeah. So we were called to pay it forward. That's what we were called to just put out that love. Put the love, take your love and light and go share it with the world.
Yes.
Share it with the world through one person at a time, one kind thing at a time. It doesn't have to be a big, don't be overwheled.
It's the most valuable currency we have.
The most
Yes.
valuable currency, for sure. I know. We forget about that. Forget about it. And then, stay in prayer too. It feels good when I sit and I have a moment just for myself, to commune with Spirit and just be like, okay, all right, here's what's actually happening. Okay, here we are. That's a great place to be, because we can spin out of control watching the news or watching our phones or listening to people talk around us. It can be spinning. Come back and just have some presence. Have a moment of presence. I really recommend that a lot right now too.
And be willing to ask, how can I see this differently? How can I see peace instead of this? In the Bible, Jesus talks, and I don't know if we do this as much as we might ask, seek, and knock. So, what's going on here? If I'm getting upset about a situation, why am I so upset? And is there another way to look at this? And allow the still small voice, allow Spirit to do what Spirit does.
I love that. You brought your Bible. I love it. You want to read 1 Corinthians?
I absolutely do. So I'm going to I'll probably get emotional when I do this. Bear with me, but I feel like if we're talking about love, we must talk about 1 Corinthians 13. We in New Thought and religious science especially don't use the Bible a lot.
Right.
And I do.
I do too.
And I absolutely love it. And there's amazing wisdom. And I feel like you just need to be aware, the historical significance of the Old Testament, but the amazing words of Jesus and the first 4 books of the New Testament, and then
understand them metaphysically how we do.
Yes.
Then
right.
we read it correctly.
Yes. So I won't.
So when you're reading this,
Yes.
I would be praying us out too, but I kind of feel like let's use this to embody this as our closing prayer.
Oh, great. Okay.
Like,
Sure.
just take these words in. I'm assuming where you're reading, but I know you might have other parts of it. But I kind of feel like let's just embody this right now and hold this in space, so we can.
And recognize how in our lives we can embody this, and how in our lives this afternoon.
Yes.
Or
right
if you're
now.
watching later, the next day and in the future, how can I embody this? Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not love in my heart, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, and have not love in my heart, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not love in my heart, I gain nothing. Love is long-suffering and kind. Love does not envy. Love does not make a vain display of itself, and does not boast. Does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not its own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil, rejoices not over iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails, but where there be prophecies, they shall fail. Where there be tongues, they shall cease. Where there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is imperfect shall come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a mirror darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as I am also known. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three. But the greatest of these is love.
So it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
So powerful. You give the markings, just say the markings where you just read the verses.
So First Corinthians 13, the entire chapter.
You just did the
I
entire
just did
chapter.
that. I was
I don't know
gonna
if you started somewhere else, but I love that a lot.
the whole chapter. It's just
It is. It's so, it's a great way to live. It's a great way to keep in check, basically. Basically, here's how you keep in check. Are you in the love? Yeah.
right.
Thank you for reading that. It's perfect. So we encourage you today. We send love and blessings and connection. We love all of you. Those of you that are here with us present, those that you will hear our voice, are hearing our voice now, we'll hear it later. We send love. We send love. And let's remember that's what we are. That is all that we are. And that's all we need. So share it. Share it today, please. As much as you can, as often as you can. Love unites, uplifts, and heals all relationships. It's been a beautiful time here with you this morning. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
I'm so grateful.
support you.
Oh, I almost forgot. Well, if you felt that this helped you this morning, if this spiritually fed you this morning, we would love your support. We are a church community, a special church community. We'd love to grow. So you can help us by showing up, being here in person, being a part of this community. When you see us, our feeds, you can share them, like them, heart them, put little comments and gifts in there. That helps the algorithm to say, "Oh, something is going on here," and it will help share it too. You can invite your friends, let them know that here's a place to be uplifted, to receive the messages of the way forward, to help us in a world that seems maybe not to our liking right now, what we can do about it in our power, in our reality, in our truth. So we would love for you to be a part of this community. And if you feel like you could share your treasure with us to help us grow, you can do that by going to our our website at beginwithinministries.com. At the bottom of the page, you can do a one-time donation, or you can become a monthly church club partner, and that's $45 for an individual and $75 for a family or a couple partnership. So there it is. Thank you so much for being with us today. Please share it. Please let people know we're here, and we will see you next week. I believe Jean is back with us, so we'll see you next week. Have a happy Sunday. So much love to all of you.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.